Is it going to work? Always delays when I'm trying to.
I love that.
Aloha, everyone. Let's jump back over to chat. We've already been chatting with Beth at Phase Rising. She says that she loves your deck.
I know. I'm so excited.
After there we go.
After we were on the last time, I went through the comments and I didn't see all of the comments, and I feel
It's
really bad.
Yeah.
But now I know better to switch over to YouTube because I can see comments there.
Yeah.
But I have an offer. Because I went through everything. I wasn't teaching soul realignment. I wasn't teaching Akashic Records. I was teaching how to dowse with your tarot to do that. So if you wanted to create your own protocol, I'm here to help. But I do have an offer for soul profile, which is usually goes to inside the $285 soul realignment. But this one is the soul profile that's going to tell you your planet of origin, whether you're a mono soul or walk in. It's going to tell you divine gifts. I'm going to look into your spirit guides lineup, because there's something to do that. And then also your golden web, that memory suit we were talking about, and check in to see the health of that, and your God spark. So all that like $400. But I need, if I'm going to be really busy in April. So if you could get that into me, it takes a while to build the report, and then we'll go on Zoom. It's going to be at least an hour or more, mostly more, because you know how I get. I get like this when I'm with peers, when I'm with people who really want to know stuff, and I can't stop. So that'll be room for you. So and I've got links in YouTube for Andrea Hess's Soul Realignment. They are affiliate links because I couldn't find the other link there. So, but you'll find that to be gratifying if you like this kind of thing. So those are the announcements. Thank you, everybody, for those comments. Somebody said it was a master class. I thought, oh, wow, that's my little ego. That was so nice. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. But off to you. We're going to do something new today.
Mm-hmm. So today we are talking about the Celtic Cross. If you started tarot in the 70s, 80s, even 90s, that was probably the first spread you learned, was the Celtic Cross. I did some research, and it's interesting how many versions there are out there. I mean, the cards kind of mean the same thing. There's slight variations. The biggest change is the spokes of the cross. Some people start at the bottom, some people start on the side, some people start at the top, some people start at the other side. And it's very confusing how it's very interesting because it's 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It's those ones we're talking about. And the 3, where do you start the 3?
Oh,
you put the 3
I usually bottom. Yeah, I go around in the circle, because like the Wheel of Fortune. That's how I do it. But since I was teaching it, and so many people have a difference, what I say is the first card and the crossing card, because we all know what that is, the situation and what's blocking, whatever. And then I say the below card, and then the direct past card, which would be before, and then the above card, which is what we show on the outside, and then the direct future card. That's how I do it. So you can just put them down any way you want, and then I start counting at 6. Then we say a 6, 7, 8, 9, because they all have a different place. Yeah.
The cross and the staff is basically what we're talking about, right? Aloha, Jamie. Welcome. And welcome to all the lurkers and anyone watching back. So I guess the best thing to do is I should bring up the other camera so we can try and play around with it a little bit. So I think I should have enough space to be able to use your deck in here. I do have a backup just in case we need a slightly smaller. I have the universal weight.
That's a good idea.
Just in case. But, since you're here, I want to try this your deck.
Oh, that's nice. You know what I do to mine is I get a deck and I go to FedEx Kinko and have it cut down. You see, this is the big one, and then I have it cut down. I've got one that's the size of a business cards. The same deck. Mm-hmm. Same deck. Just go in and have them cut it up.
Well, and I think that's why so many people have gotten into deck modifications, because they, I know especially the Druidcraft is known to be chopped up by most people, just because those cards are so big.
Well, if anybody wants to start doing events, like live events at a fair or something, it's nice to have the two, because if you ask about, I want to know about my relationship, then you can put a Celtic Cross down with a full-size deck, and then with the same deck, same images, but cut, so you don't get them mixed up. You do a second Celtic, and it's amazing how many of the same cards come up in the same positions, and it's a wonderful read.
Oh, I'm sure. So I'm just going to do this face down for now so we can talk a little bit. So usually, you got your first card, second card crosses, and then what we're talking about is that 3, 4, 5, 6. I've seen the 3 here, here, and here even. And
some people do the sign of the cross, right? Up, down.
Right. So I've seen people do 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
I've seen 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, I've never done that one.
3, 4, 5, 6. It's like I've seen it so many ways. But like you, I usually do bottom, behind, top, and near future. Right? That's the way I usually do it.
Awesome.
And then, of course, you got your 7, 8, 9. I got double here for 10.
You got what?
I pulled 1, but 2 came out for number 10.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm just keeping it to that first one. So from here, this first card is known as, usually people will pick out a significator. Some people let the deck decide the significator because it also represents the situation, right? Star, I love it. So obviously I'm thinking about the future, having hope for the future. Then the crossing is 9 of Cups, right? That happiness, that fulfillment. So what do you read the bottom as? And people in chat, please chime in. Hello, Pamela Bachelor. Hello, Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot. Welcome everyone coming in. Tell me, everyone in chat, what is the bottom for you? For me, it's the subconscious. It's the unseen part of the situation. So I think that's the same for you, right?
Well, I read it as what a person's hiding inside, not telling others. Because if we have an internal that's a moon, and an external that is a sun, the above card as a sun, it tells me how they're managing their authentic self. That's how I read it.
Okay. Which kind of fits with the subconscious thing, because sometimes those hidden thoughts are not, you're not even consciously aware of keeping them hidden. Okay. So my subconscious, oh, strength. Apparently I have hidden strength that I don't know about.
It's also grace under pressure.
Right.
So you are under pressure.
I know, right? Here I am giving a reading to myself in front of everybody. The fourth card I usually put here. I know that people put it elsewhere, but so the back card is the most recent past, is how I read it. If anyone else has other ideas that you put into this spread, please share. I want this to be a discussion. If you're watching back, please make sure to comment. So, King of Cups, my recent past. So, I definitely feel like I've learned to be that King of Cups, right?
So do you have a timeline on that? Is that like, because I read everything as 1 month increments. So this was manifested within the last month. Well,
so
it's because
I read it as, it could be a month, it could be a day, it could be even like 6 months. It's just like most recent situation that has caused. Oh, Beth says she puts her fourth on the top, which she reads as conscious thoughts. I also think of this as the conscious thoughts.
Yeah.
Also, I think of it as kind of like the mask you're wearing for society.
Yep.
So let's look at that top card. Oh, Two of Pentacles.
I'm so balanced.
Right? I'm all about trying to find my balance. But, being an acupuncturist, that's very fitting.
Yeah. It also reassures you that others are viewing you that way. That's how I would read that. People say, "Oh, you've got it together," and you do.
I never feel like I have it together, but
the underneath card says, "I know that." With the strength card, that tells you there is a little pressure on you, but you're doing awesome, and it's not the pressure isn't showing on the outside. Is how I read it. You're pretty, but you're right off vacation, right?
Right.
Rested.
I literally just got off the boat. Well, the plane. So, and then the sixth card is the near future. And I tend to read this with the 10th. I never read this by itself.
Right. Me too.
5 of Cups. Interesting.
So do you uncover the 10th?
I'm going to see what the 10th is before I read into that.
Okay. I love that. That's what I do too.
Then our 7th card down here. It's got too much glare. 6 of Pentacles. So this is, I read it as internal stuff, right? This is my thoughts on the situation, my feelings about what's going on, is how I read this.
That's how I read it too. How you feel about yourself.
Yeah, I definitely feel like 6 of Pentacles. I'm always giving. I had this thought recently that like I've been doing a little too much volunteerism.
Oh.
Right. Where I keep giving away my time for free, and I realized that I should stop doing that because I'm not really getting that much out of it.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And then 8 is what others think, right? How the outside world views you, or how your friends and family view the situation.
Yeah, well, I read that as the environment, and the environment meaning work and home.
Right.
Not so much what people feel about you as how you feel about your environment, what's affecting you in the environment. That's how I read it. Okay. Boy, that's a good card.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I got 2 of Wands there. And this, like I said, this is everyone, there's so many variations on this spread. So that's why I want to find out how you use it, right? If you use it. I know lately the tarot world is kind of like shied away from the Celtic Cross. I don't know if people think it's overused. Hi, Viviani.
Viviani. Love that name. So exotic. I'm learning how to read the chat and do something else.
Well, see, I do see this as the environment, but I also see it as like the way others see your situation. Is a better way of putting it for my reading. So.
Mhm.
And then this is Fears and Hopes. Seven of Pentacles, of course.
That's just what you were talking about. Exactly what you were talking. Do you see this, everyone? You can't get away from it. This is so awesome. Blows my mind.
It's a lot. The cards never lie. And then
oh my gosh, it's exactly what I'm doing too much for free.
And then the 10th card here, King of Swords. Oh, very interesting to go with the 5 of Cups. So these two I read together usually as, so this is near future, probable future is how I think of it.
So what does that tell you? It's screaming something to me.
Bad feelings are teaching me a new way of seeing the situation and also empowering myself. Because that feeling of like giving too much is finally making me realize I need to put my crown back on my head, sit back in my throne, and not give away so much. Look how he's clutching the scroll too. It's like, don't give away everything. Don't give it all away.
Awesome.
I'm going to put that number 10 here, just so you can see. You couldn't see it otherwise. There's a little too much glare. I'm not sure what that glare is coming from. Is that? Oh yeah. It's if I turn this off. There you go. That's better. So yeah, that's kind of how I do the Celtic Cross myself.
What I do over and above this, let's say you're reading someone else through their eyes, and this would be their reading, not your client's reading.
Right.
And then what I do at the end, if the 10th card is not a major card, I keep laying down until I get a major, just to tell me the phase, how much momentum they have, or a declaration of truth they have with this situation.
You're gonna laugh. You know why?
Yeah.
You know, I said there was 2 cards that try to come out.
Yeah, is a major?
It's a major. It's the Emperor.
I knew it. Emperor. So you know what this tells me? All that's coming up means that you're going to bring something into your biz that's much different and anchored. Right. Congratulations. Ride that wave.
Well, and it's so funny because, so God, how long ago was it now? I guess it was almost 3 years ago. Yeah, because I think it was November of 2019. I was invited to a party where everybody who was invited was asked to embody and basically dress as one of the tarot cards. And the card that was picked for me, that I even built my own crown for, was the Emperor. So the Emperor seems to follow me around ever since that party.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so I'm kind of definitely in that Emperor energy, and I seem to not be able to shake it. And they need to have another party where everyone gets to play a new.
You want to?
It's going to be stuck
that crown on.
Well, which is also very fitting considering I'm a father figure, so.
Yeah. Awesome. That is so cool.
Well, can we ask Viviane to subscribe to your channel?
Oh, thank you. I'm working on it. I'm kind of embarrassed with what's going on there, but thank you for subscribing, because I'm studying how to do YouTube. I just got a letter from Linda G. Does anybody listen to her? She will come on my show when I'm ready. Linda G's a big deal, I think, if you haven't heard her already. So
thank you, Beth.
It's been causing
Yep.
Thank you so much, Viviane. That's so neat. Now, does anybody? Yes, Linda G is great. Now, she just had this one gal on Tana Newberry, who teaches how to properly do a business. So I find, even though I've been in business for years, right? I just need help. But thank you for supporting me that way. I appreciate it. So
we were thinking
that
it might be fun for everyone to grab a deck and do a Celtic spread for themselves while we're all here, and we can help each other with our readings. Although I do notice Minimalist Theater, aloha, welcome, is asking us to do a reading for her.
Oh, okay.
Say, will W be popular than M and B? I'm sorry, I don't understand that question.
That's a code we don't know. He's talking to somebody else.
Will W be popular? I guess will be more popular than M in B. I'm not sure what that question even is.
It's a puzzle. I love it.
This cloth does not shuffle on very well. The deck always tries to grab it.
How many people
we have
would like
right now?
What's that?
We have 8 with us right now.
Awesome. How many of you listening are interested in becoming professional advisors if you're not already? If you are a professional advisor in the psychic sciences, say it. I'm a pro. And being a pro means it can make your living at it. If you're just striving to make a living at it, just a student, let's say, not just, but a student, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see who it is. It can help you. Because it's strange to advise someone or do a Celtic Cross or a reading when someone is so accomplished. You don't have to go into the basics versus someone who's new to it. You don't want to talk over their head or anything. So.
Let's see, what else were we gonna chat about with the Celtic Cross? I feel like there's something I'm forgetting.
About the Celtic Cross?
Yeah. Well, I guess one of the things that we didn't really talk about is choosing a significator. Some people.
Yeah, I don't usually do that because I work too fast.
I usually let the deck choose a significator.
So I could bring in some.
Right.
We're not getting any.
Significator / situation is how I see it.
Mm-hmm. I can show you how I do mediumship with it.
Oh.
I mean, with a Celtic Cross. If someone comes in, I had a class where I had all my students go home for the week and ask someone if they would like to hear from a loved one, a past loved one, and then bring that question to class, and we worked on it together, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Where the first 5 cards, the cross and the 2 in the center, or right in the center, is what happened at death, at the time of death.
Mm-hmm.
And then what brought the situation, what brought them towards the death, and what happened right after the death, after transitioning, and how they feel about it. And then you can go off and ask different things. Right. She says, I let the deck choose most times.
Very occasionally
I throw down. Queen of Pence. I love that. Are you a professional?
Well, and it's funny how often our autocorrect changes that to Queen of Pants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, so with the mediumship, what do you do with the 7 through 10?
That is usually message. I still read it as how they feel about themselves and then you. So you have to get your head around the idea that you're talking through someone who has passed and is at a upper octave. So there's not going to be all this. I hope I don't offend anybody, but there's some mediums out there that just bitch. You know, they tell people that they're not doing something right, or something. I don't know why they do that. They want to embody how that person was in life instead of the evolved person once you pass, because you go into the upper octaves, you figure out things. And so the messages are usually quite tender. The only time it wasn't is when I think I told you this. So a lady she brought in this story about this guy and gal that had a baby, and they were packing for the weekend to go to Vegas to get married. And so he went to do something, came home, found his fiance with the baby in the bathtub. She had passed away. The baby was fine, floating on, there wasn't much there. So, and she was completely gone. So it's just awful, that whole scenario. And he has been haunted by her for years. It was decades ago. He's already remarried, but just haunted by that whole thing. And so when we did the reading, she was so mad. She was so mad at this decision that had to be made for this experience, the deceased woman. And then we moved into understanding what her understanding, and saw the being evolved. And then you keep moving the cards around as spirit instructs you. This is when you get into the intuitive. Intuitive tarot does not mean putting a card down and guessing what it means. Intuitive tarot is, okay, I'm going to go in this direction, and these are the parameters. Then you flip a card. All right. And so you can get a lot of information out that way.
Beth has a great idea. It'd be a great Samhain spread, right? To contact an ancestor.
Oh, interesting. I haven't done that. Let's do that. Teach me.
Well, same thing, mediumship, right? But instead of someone that just recently passed, specifically to connect with an ancestor.
With an ancestor for a message for all, that kind of thing, from that perspective.
Or Samhain, and more specifically, but yeah, I mean,
I don't.
Any time of year, really, if you're going to connect, because the ancestors are there no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah, so it seems to me that would bring in someone of a high caliber,
Right.
and a well-evolved soul, which would be interesting. Very interesting.
I think I'm going to have to do that. For those of you who don't know, tomorrow will mark 3 weeks since my dad passed. So
I'm sorry for your loss.
It's a complicated situation, because last time I talked to him, I was 12. So yeah,
let's read him. I don't know. Maybe it's too. Maybe it's too much.
Well, that's actually one of the reasons why I grew my mustache. He always had a mustache, so.
That's a tribute.
A tribute,
Very nice.
So Beth reiterates that when the veil is thin, often the ancestors are easier to contact using that spread you just spoke of.
Using the Celtic Cross?
The Celtic Cross as the mediumship.
Okay. Right, and the mediumship.
Right. But using it more specifically for a more evolved ancestor versus someone who just passed, or for someone else's loved ones.
Right.
Doing it for yourself.
Right.
Which I totally get.
Right.
Should we do one for my dad?
Yes. What was his name and birth date? First name.
What was his birthday?
I incorporate
November 26th is his birthday, I want to say.
What year?
He was 76. So what is that? 53.
And he died
Is that right?
6 weeks ago, so he died in 23.
No, he died on the 1st of this month. Yep.
Oh.
Someone's trying to call me suddenly. Oh, thank you. And his name was James Edward Dailey. Everyone called him Jay.
Jay?
Everyone called him Jay, but his name, James Edward Dailey. Yes, 3 weeks ago tomorrow. It was the 1st, which was the Wednesday. So
I'm doing his numbers. If this is this, we'll read from this perspective. Oh, stubborn man. That's interesting.
Well, it's interesting because I have a friend. Wow, that plane is loud. Can you hear that?
What was that?
That plane is so loud.
Oh, is that a plane?
Yeah, that was a plane going. Well, we're directly under the path where a lot of planes turn to go back towards the airport. Our airport is the windiest airport in the world, apparently. And they send pilots here to learn how to land in windy weather.
Wow.
It's not really windy right now, so I'm not sure why they're turning down here already. But yeah, they usually have to turn in order to head in just right.
Oh, this is fun.
Thank you, Beth. Sometimes those complicated relationships really linger after a passing. It's true. Because, there's all the what ifs going through your head.
Yeah, that's where you get, because it ends the option of getting to know him in real life, in this lifetime. That's the sadness part. You might not have been with him every day or socialized much, but it's like the end of the opportunity to know him in this lifetime. Right. Yeah.
And I did have an opportunity about 12 years ago now, I guess. Or 13 years ago. But I don't know. I reconnected with that side of my family. I reconnected with my aunts and cousins and everybody. But one of my aunts was like, "Don't you want to talk to him?" I'm like, "What do I have to say to him? I have nothing to say to him." So, yeah. I think knowing what I know, I think it was for the best. And interesting enough, I was chatting with my medium friend, Betsy Palmer, and right after I found out, and so he came to her, and I heard him myself, because whenever I'm with her, my own mediumship abilities seem to skyrocket, and I apologize for not reconnecting 13 years ago, and the answer I got from him was that we had already decided that before we were both born, not to worry about it, because it happened as it was supposed to. So that kind of brought me some peace.
Mm-hmm. Can I have your birthday? I did numerology.
September 7th, 1975.
Thank you. One of the things that I like to do is to figure out someone's life path number so I can understand how they process information.
I'm an 11-2.
That's right. You're a 3811, though. I'm a 29. So.
3 of Wands comes out.
Oh, all is well.
Crossed by the Hanged Man.
He understands. He got a bigger perspective. The lights came on.
Right.
Wow.
Chariot underneath.
It allowed him to move forward.
King of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
2 of Wands. Okay. 2 of Wands.
Oh, wow.
And we have Page of Wands. Oh, so we went from King of Pentacles to Page of Wands. Was
he all the wands. I'm wondering if was he restricted before he died? Was he in like bedridden or?
Oh yeah, it took him.
Oh.
It took him maybe like a couple years, and then like the last few months he was bedridden. Yeah, he didn't pass nicely.
So even when you're doing a reading and you're not sure where you're going with it, something like this, when you start zeroing in on the wands, that's action. Mm-hmm. And to think of it through the eyes of someone who was in a body that was, a good guess is, if you're reading for someone, that this person felt just tight in his body and broken in his body. And so when you see the wands, you can confidently say, oh, he's free. He's expressing how free he feels now outside of the body. That must bring you peace too.
The kings are very still, right?
Yeah.
And that's the King of Pentacles. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And then here he is finally being able to express the fire, express the action.
Perfect. He loves you. He loves you. He loves you. So grateful for the experience of you.
Two of Swords.
So that's pausing, taking time to talk to us today.
Well, I noticed that she looks kind of like an angel too.
She does. I love that card so much.
Four of Swords.
Rest after a long battle. Yep. He death suits him.
And four.
Oh yeah. Boy, he's
a major.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Oh, all these cups are coming out.
All the love.
Three of Cups.
And then you can.
Two of Pentacles. Four of Cups.
So you know what? Wait.
Ace of Wands.
See, they'll go on for a long, long time because, a natural ending. It was a natural ending. But when I do the one right after the other type of thing, when you're reading live people in this world, it's 1 month increments for that phase. But what you could ask, it just dawned on me, is when you're laying down these cards, and it doesn't matter how long they go out, ask for what they're going to send you as a sign. Mm-hmm. So you got cups. So it'll be water.
We got Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and then Seven of Swords.
Awesome. So not every card you lay on the table is going to be counted. You just relieve yourself of that burden of trying to make every card fit. So the Seven of Swords is kicked out. It's just a placeholder to get to the Death card. Okay. So I would suggest.
That really means death.
It's a natural death. It's like when you read the Death card in a couple that broke up, and how does he feel about me? We had a big fight. What's going on? And if I have the Death card that says, well, he believes this is a natural ending or exit point for this relationship, which is actually quite positive, because that means when you reconcile, if you want to reconcile, work on that, then you're going to start completely fresh. You can't bring the past into it. Because death is death, it's behind you. But he was comfortable with. Your dad is really happy.
Oh yeah,
really happy.
That's what Betsy said. That she came to him grinning, so happy, dressed to the nines, and just ready to party. Okay, that's awesome. Beth,
that's awesome.
Beth pulled a card for me and my father and got Nine of Wands.
Oh, interesting. Defending your position? Oh, no. The Nine of Wands. Sorry.
No, Nine of Wands. Yeah.
That means don't give up. Success is right around the corner. That's a nice message.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I also see it as each of us like battling from our mountaintops, not willing to give, right? Not willing to knock down the wall between us. Which, from the message I got from him, that we had decided that this was how we were going to live this lifetime, kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Resolving relationships. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Who else can draw a card for James Edward Dailey? I'm looking forward to this.
Sure.
Because it's
have their decks handy.
Yeah, well, close your eyes. You know, that's the thing. You can close your eyes. When I shake someone's hand at a party, a tarot card will come up in my mind many times, and that's going to tell me how to approach that person, or whether to not approach that person, not to stick with that person. Because the tarot cards is a language. Every card is a language that you agree with spirit on what it means, right? It's an agreement that the Two of Swords means pause, or take a step back, or don't move forward type of thing. And so if I shake your hand at a party and I see the two in my head, I ask for a card. Give me a card. Then I will not pursue a friendship with that person. And it doesn't mean I'm unkind. It doesn't mean I don't listen to their stories. It's just that don't invite them into your world just yet. That kind of stuff. Yeah. I love the tarot.
The tarot is great. That's what brought us all together.
I know. Yep. We're looking for I'm going to turn on What's that?
I decided I was going to draw one as well. I'm shuffling the deck and just draw.
I've got decks here too. Let me just see.
Yeah,
I've got so many decks. What's that? I have so many decks. The same deck, but cut up, like I mentioned before.
I said you have it in so many sizes, is what I said.
Yeah. Yep. And the Nine of Cups. That's what I drove. The Nine of Cups for you.
Nine of Cups.
So wishes fulfilled.
Well, and it's funny because that's 9. There's another 9. And I did reading, what's that? Maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. And I had pulled, it was, what did I pull? I'm trying to remember. It was 9 of Cups, the Hermit, and then 9. God, I can't remember what the other 9 was. I think it might have been 9 of Pentacles, maybe. God, I can't remember it.
Oh, cool.
It was 999. I was like, whoa, okay, there's a message there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. I pulled the Sun.
Oh, nice. Do you know 999?
Out of the Sun cup too.
In numerology, 999 equals 27, which is a 9.
Mm-hmm.
That golden ratio stuff.
It's under me. Apparently someone.
Oh, you had the 9 of Wands resolving. Yeah. This has been fun. This is so fun.
My dog is constantly leaving chewed up plastic everywhere. It's like,
you know, I have a parrot that will take a card if I drop one, take it under the sofa. He's like a mob boss, and just makes it into a little wad And then I find it, and I unwad it. And I said, "Oh, there's the hermit." Haven't been haven't been playing with a full deck. So now I don't have a hermit for this one deck. So I take out all the positive cards and kind of bury the other ones into recycle or something like that, or the garden, and add them into my correspondences. So someone will get the sun card. You can do fun things with this. 2 9s, Deborah. It makes me feel that Jonathan is very near to resolving this in his heart. And now the sun, clarity. Right on.
Yeah, that was definitely a message I got when I was chatting with Betsy, is that even though we didn't talk while he was alive, now we're going to be talking a lot. And she's like, you better get your dictation skills ready because he's got a lot to say. I'm like, oh boy.
Have him describe where he's at. There's different levels of, and then move into that. Make sure that he doesn't just ask you everything or tell you things.
I just got this image of him dressed like, I don't know, 15th century fop in this ballroom, and there's like a huge party happening. I just got the answer right there.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful.
So apparently he's partying it up now that he's fast.
I like it. That's what I'm going to do.
Fits, because he was always a partier.
My heaven is animals. So that's my heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see me, just head for the animals. I'll be there.
I'll probably be either in the spirit forest or the spirit sea, I think. I'm so connected to nature. Like if I don't have my every time I'm not connected to nature, I start having like issues. Like
right. So when they've got the crystal core in the middle of the planet, and then we have the second dimension, which is where you're talking about all the living things from the middle of the earth to the crust of the earth, where the third dimension starts. And then we have that dimension, and then the fourth dimension is how we feel about the third dimension. But the other dimensions, the 6th through 9th, are like birthday candles on a cake, so you can tap in and bring down those energies, because light creates sound, which creates form. That's the 6th. And then the 5th dimension is the emotions. So you don't have to you don't have to be an expert in the 2nd to go into the upper octaves, or the 5th to go into the 6th. But I so admire shaman energy. They remember to take their shoes off into the sand, right? Take their flip-flops off every now and again.
I don't like wearing shoes if I'm in nature.
Yeah.
Part of it is because all our shoes have rubber soles, which disconnects us from the energy of the planet.
Right.
We're ungrounded when we're wearing shoes. And the only way to be grounded is earthing, as they call it. Foot on the ground.
Yeah. James Prague, that says...
There's a book, I think, by James Prague, where he says there is not one afterlife. It's what we want or what we need with others like us.
Like us, exactly. That's Emanuel Swedenborg's theory, too. We go where we're comfortable and understood.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you say that, because my grandmother's birth name on my dad's side, my dad's mom, she's a direct descendant of Mary Emanuel. So when you said Emanuel, I was like, what?
So to what? Which Emanuel? Emanuel Swedenborg?
Mary Emanuel.
Oh, Mary Emanuel. Oh, yes. Oh, wow.
I'm a direct descendant of Mary Emanuel. So.
Nice.
I had no idea who that was for the longest time.
Pretty
I'm
cool.
Like, who? I don't know who.
Well, tell us what it is. Some people don't know.
Well, from what my friend Jamie told me, that Mary Emanuel is the name of Mother Mary. So
That's right.
And so I'm descended from her from my dad's mom's side, the Emanuels, and they still have Emmanuel as their last name.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, because doesn't Emmanuel mean from God or is God? So Mary of God. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And Jonathan, the meaning of Jonathan is a gift from God.
Nice.
So,
Well, you are serving the world well and helping people move through their hardships and stress, because a lot of it we need, of course, to be able to evolve. But you have an essence about you that's really awesome, because it's a grounded, it's almost like when I see you, I want to take a deep breath in and out and say, oh, good, I'm with Jonathan. So it's not like, now I tend to get excited quickly with what I want to say, and I speed up, but you're like this really great person I want to be, this level, deeply educated and generous person. So
thank you.
I love the way you are.
Oh, Beth says Emmanuel means God is with us.
With us, yeah.
And it's interesting you say that, because you just brought back a memory of when I was in college getting my degree in anthropology. I took an archaeology class, and part of the class was we had to go out and help survey this land. There used to be, I think was it one or two? I can't remember if it was one or two logging towns that the logging company owned. And when they shut down, the people who lived in this town wanted to stay, but the logging company said, no, this all belongs to us. You cannot stay. And they literally bulldozed the whole town. And so we were there to do a survey of the area, see if we could find any artifacts still there. And I remember we went on this hike, and everyone's passing me. They're like, can't you walk a little faster? I'm like, no, I stick to my pace. It might be a little slower than others, but I'll get there. Exactly. And by the end of the walk, people who had been passing me and joking how slow I was were falling behind me, because I was still at the same pace, hadn't sped up or slowed down. And I ended up not being the last person back from this trek, because I kept a steady pace. I didn't rush. I didn't spend all my energy. I took my time, because, if we're there to look for artifacts, how are you going to see it if you're rushing through?
That's right.
So, yeah, thank you for that memory.
Yeah. Yeah, because people want to mirror that. Definitely. Really helps.
Beth is Hebrew for house of God, and my last name is Scottish for house on the hill. My natal number is 8. Kind of interesting.
Wow. I like that.
Well, Beth and I have a lot of similarities, considering we were both born on September 7th.
I see.
My birthday sister.
Well, this is an 8 personal year for you both then. I think 9, 7.
When I did.
Oh, 5. Sorry.
5. Yeah, I was going to say.
I love my 5. My 5th year was last year, and I loved my 5 year.
When I did the math, I ended up with 14 temperance.
Yeah, that's 1 and 4 is 5. But it kind of gives you a hint. When it's 1 and 4, it kind of gives you a hint on where you should really stick. So your life path number is 11, but it's a 3811, which means creativity into tangibility. 3 and 8. So what you're doing here with the YouTube channel is that's what you're born to do. So to bring creativity into something we can watch and touch.
I'm looking to see if I can create a set. I have a set handy. I'm also creating my own rune set.
Oh yeah. Well, the 1 and 4 for the 5th personal year, you and Beth too, is that being independent and stick with the work. That's what the message is for 2023.
This is a variation. I have so many different versions of this because I'm trying to find the best way of doing it. But
let's see it. Oh, yes.
it's white side and black side, right? So
25,
so
Beth, you're a 35-8. That's your life path number?
wand on the dark side, fire on the light side. So I've got the 4 elements with the 4 suits. This is kind of a messy version, but yeah, I got the sun and
It's
moon.
not messy. Beautiful.
It seems messy to me. I'm a perfectionist. And then we got sunrise, sunset.
See, and this is what I mean as far as the creativity into tangibility, what you actually in your energy signature bring down and make into a tangible item to share with the world. And I definitely, birth date, yeah.
Right, like the all-seeing eye with the spiral. Another one, we got healing, the staff of healing with the scythe on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
What other ones we got here? Candle magic and cauldron magic.
Oh,
Peace and crossroads.
I want a set. When can I have a set?
Lemniscate and the cord. Is there any other? Oh, yeah. Blessings and balefire.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and of course, triple goddess with the horn god. These are my hand-drawn ones. I hand drew some that I am creating into like a print, and then use a whole a circle punch. That way they all look very similar. I'm also reaching out to I forget what exactly. I think it's a dice company in China because they also make dominoes. So I was thinking they could probably do those discs. I'd have to pay to get a mold made, but yes, it's interesting because I took a class on the witch runes with Ethany, and she had changed the witch runes because they only have 13 originally, and she had added up to, I think she has 20 in hers. I can't remember exactly. And I just got this download of this system of 2-sided runes specifically to be tossed on top of a tarot reading to add another layer.
Oh, yeah. Tell them that. Announce what that to work with like if you did a Celtic Cross, your idea is to take a handful of those discs
and just toss them
on the reading.
Yes.
That blows
my mind.
I've been
doing it for some people, and it's amazing the layer you get with the runes. There was someone who I was doing a reading for who grabbed a handful. I don't remember everything that fell on everything, but I just remember that the rune for moon landed on the moon card. So it was really radiating that whole idea of
yes.
tapping into your intuition, but also not giving into your illusions.
And right. Well, it's like double.
Exactly.
Wow. Cool.
And all of them have a marker specifically for so the little dot at the bottom tells you when it's upright, right? So this would be reversed, right? But since it's a circle, it has all the way around like the full clock. And I find that it also, a lot of times, this will land on a card, but then the little dot is pointing at another card. So it ties the two together in a way.
Oh, wow.
So I've been talking with Lisa Santine, who really wants to help me do a Kickstarter for them. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to figure out how to get it finished, because that's the thing that's really been blocking me. I've been working on it for a year to try and finish it, because I had a handful of people that I sent copies to, and I had varnished them. They're just wood discs that I hand painted with acrylic, and then they varnished. Everyone who got one, I guess it's because I live in Hawaii and the mail sits on the tarmac for a while before it gets put on the plane or something. It has to be something like that, because everybody had to take a hammer to them to like break them apart because they had stuck together. So I've been spending a year trying to figure out how to finish these in a way where they really feel like professionally made versus, because if I want to do a Kickstarter, it's not gonna, people aren't gonna necessarily want something that looks handmade necessarily. I mean, some people will, of course. Aloha, Peter, welcome.
Hi, Peter.
Peter J. Watts, he's amazing.
Salutation. I love that. Chatters. So yeah, I can't wait to support you.
Figure out how to finish. Once I figure out.
Well, this is the year to do. Between now and September, the wind is at your back, because you're a 1-5. Sorry, 1-4-5, right? A 14-5 for your personal year. That means it's strongest in January and then lightens up around September. But this is where you do the hard work, and you go online and research who could manufacture it and all that stuff.
I mean, did you hear about the Tarot coins that have?
Yes.
So I reached out to now I'm blanking on his name, but I reached out to that creator to see if he could work with me on like creating a coin version. And he said that he couldn't, because even for his own projects, oftentimes he doesn't make enough.
Yeah.
He's actually paying out of pocket in order to get that out there. So,
and I don't think he even has a full deck. He doesn't have a full tarot deck in his coins, I don't think.
The one I have, it's definitely 78 coins.
Oh, you do have a set?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were for sale.
He does only Kickstarter, as far as I know. He did the 78 coins of the Tarot. I mean, they're pretty much pip-ish, because, with the coin, you can't really have a whole image. He did the Mayan day signs in coin form. He did the 44 seals of Solomon as coins. What other projects did he do? Oh, right. The 72 Goisha demon coins.
Wow.
So he's done a lot. And I reached out to him. As I said, he doesn't even make money for his own projects. He does it more just because it's for himself too, and it's a way of being able to get it made. And he almost always has to pay out of pocket to get it finished, even though he runs the Kickstarters and everything. So
that's a shame.
So I'm working with another person who has done a lot of Kickstarters. That's Lisa Santine, creator of the Destiny deck, the Lucine Tarot, and the Lace Oracle. And she's helping me. She got me in touch with her manufacturer in China, who got me in touch with the dice company. I need to.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. My dog is now like, what? So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. The other thought I had is I could get clay and hands make one set, and then use I guess this silicone mold maker in order to make a mold, and then start making them with epoxy resin. That's another idea I had. So I'm just, I'm playing with ideas, trying to figure out the best solution, because so many people want my system at this point. And I know Deanne, who's here, or she was here, I don't know if she's still here, really wanted a set. and Blue Crescent Tarot is DM. And she's been asking for one for about a year now.
Of course, they're wonderful.
Oh, Peter, I've been starting veggie seeds and checking on my bees, and now I need to continue editing the guidebook, so I'll be lurking in the background.
Lurking in the background.
Work lurking. Thanks
I like
for being
that
here.
lurking. Thank you for being here, Peter.
So I guess we're past the hour now. I want to be mindful of your time. Yes, Beth says, I'd like a set.
Everybody wants one. Just assume it.
And I don't know, it just adds a deeper level to the readings. I don't know, it's just every time I use it, it reiterates what the cards had already said, but then adds sometimes an extra little tidbit of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I know.
That is so cool.
A little dog laying on my feet.
We're having a storm here, so I'm glad my internet stayed up.
Yeah, so am I. Do you have anything coming up as far as workshops or anything?
You know, I am going to be starting some workshops. I do have at the beginning of this text thread an offer for all of those people who I confused with the soul realignment, how to do Akashic records. You know, so if you're confused about that, contact me. My phone number's there, my email's there. And I'm making an offer for a soul profile that you can enjoy. And that's really helps figure out who you are so you can remain balanced. And that's it. And I'm learning how to do YouTube with Tana Newberry. So marketing and stuff like that. So getting serious.
Yeah.
So anybody who needs anything, who has questions, just reach out and I'd be happy to help.
Yeah. Deborah's amazing. She's always there with answers every time you text or email. So
Yep.
Next
Very
week,
approachable.
Speaking of mediums and mediumship, next week will be my monthly meetup with medium Betsy Palmer. We're not going to be doing readings this time. She has a new collective that's come through, and she wanted us to bring questions for the collective. It's a collective of angels that oversees the dark side of life, is the best way of describing it. So so I'm trying to say stuff without giving too much away, because it's really interesting because I've talked to her a little bit about it, and these are the angels that oversee shooters, murderers, that kind of stuff. And so she wanted to do a channeling where we and everyone in the audience brings questions for this collective as to why we have so much darkness, or what the purpose of it is, that kind of stuff. And it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I agreed to do it because it's Shari Lynn says, like Bill Collectors, the collective. And Beth says, ooh, love that, Jonathan. Yes. Oh, and she has a question for you. I gave your info to a friend of mine back in California. She may call for a reading. She's super into Akashic records.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll answer. I'll help as much as I can. That'd be great. Thank you.
And then tomorrow on the paganpages.org YouTube channel, I will be interviewing Ethany about her Muses of Tarot deck, which I got a copy of. I'm starting to learn it a little. It's different. It's not like a typical deck. You shuffle all the decks together, all the cards together, because it's almost like there's separate little decks inside the bigger deck. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to understand.
What time is that? That's tomorrow? What time?
That's tomorrow, 8 to 9. and it's on the Pagan Pages YouTube channel. There are 2 Pagan Pages YouTube channels, so be careful which one you're jumping to. And I will be grabbing that link and throwing it in. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can't just grab it for you.
And it's 8 to 9 Hawaiian time?
Correct. And don't forget, Hawaii does not do daylight savings. So we will have...
What time would...
So 8 o'clock Hawaiian is now 11 Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern.
Got it.
So basically, the time that you thought, just add 1 hour to it.
Okay.
Awesome. Let me find that link for you guys.
Great.
50 million notifications jumping up at me right now. Here we go. Grab that link. I closed our little tab. Just one moment. Gotta jump back over. Here we go. And there you go. That should the link should be there. And that is over. This is not this channel. It's not my channel. It's paganpages.org, who reached out to me and asked me to be their YouTube guy. And they're looking for other YouTubers. So anyone who likes witchcraft, tarot, and everything involved in that, you can reach out to me and I'll send forward your information. If you have a YouTube channel, that's great, because then they can see your style. I can just send the link to your YouTube as well. Do I have... Yeah, you can contact me on Instagram at Dailey LLC. I don't have my email set up on there. Okay. Well, Dailey LLC is probably the best way to get in touch with me, because then I can just forward that.
When you say you're going to be their YouTube guy, what does that mean? You're going to be a monitor?
I basically do all the interviews. I will also be doing unboxings for the decks that they send me for review.
Oh, wow.
So I have 4 decks I need to make videos for, but here is my email, dailyacupuncture@gmail.com. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. And also, if you're looking for a past life regression aided with golden needles, please let me know, especially if you're going to be on Maui. Because you can't really do the golden needles if you're elsewhere. I can still do the past life regression over a Zoom call, but the needles, if you want the needles, you gotta come here. Oh, how horrible that you have to come to Maui to get
terrible
acupuncture-aided past life regression.
Hating it. No,
and
I'm
I
not.
get a tour guide if you do come, so I'm all about that.
Cool.
So
awesome.
Thank you everyone for being here. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow on the Pagan Pages.
Thank you
YouTube,
so much for having me.
Please come back next week with questions for the Angel Collective in charge of the bad things that happen to us. Right? Well, it's bad things that are necessary in order to learn lessons, is the way I understand it. Right? So it's not necessarily bad. It's what we consider bad from our point of view.
I'll put it on my calendar now. For sure.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for being here. Aloha.
Thank you. Aloha.
Here we go.
See you.